ideally you want it to be transparent. How much you're going to reinvest of the mint back into the project, I think is an important number to be transparent about. And, you know, piggybacking off Taylor's suggestions and thinking about partnerships, like dog, as somebody who worked in a dog store, um, that sold dog products and merchandise and whatnot, some items are really low in terms of margin. You can buy in bulk and they're very cheap. So having the physical, you could have a physical asset built into your pricing model of what you price at launch. Maybe it's a personal dog tag, a custom dog tag. And the greatest thing about doing something like that is when you have to mail somebody a physical good, then you have their name, then you have their address, then you have where they live and their email. You have so much data that you're collecting. So think about the royalty percentage long term and like how
Sure.
you're going to make money long term.
Sure.
Also rethink the brand name because Crypto Sesame isn't screaming like NFT dog lovers for me.
Sure.
I
Sure.
feel like it's buried in the lead. Um
So just a quick question, guys. So what you were suggesting is, you know, build this project, make money, and then invest in, like, rescue or in projects. I mean, uh, essentially, I was thinking about adding it in the DAO. Like, is that even possible?
so one thing a DAO is, it involves offshore companies, a complex structure. They're hard to obtain. It takes a long time. It's not as easy peasy as like putting up a Google Dory. It,
Got
it,
it.
it's pretty complex. And from where you're at right now, it could be a long term goal, like 6 months to a year down the line. You would just need to, you have so much to build out first, though, in terms of infrastructure of your team org, of who's doing what. You need to start gaining traction in terms of community and building a following. You need to become a more recognizable brand, have a plan. You need to really clearly communicate how much of the percentage of mint you will reinvest into the project to make it more profitable for holders. So, not just a charity, but like any startup. For example, I've done a few startups and I might have taken a draw off the um, off whatever funding we received, right? I might take a salary draw. So I have, and I claim what it is on my taxes, and it's very clear cut. It has a separate account and it's done only once and it's communicated throughout the company. So I have a salary draw, right? But then I invest a percentage back into whatever startup I'm running because it's important to have the latest and greatest. And that's what this community is expecting and desiring as collectors and holders, that you're going to keep innovating in the space and it takes money to make money. So, whether it's the and how you decide that percentage is based on like what you value, right? Like if it's a really good media person or a partnerships person or uh, some type of merchandise website strategy. I don't know, bandwidth to live stream something. I'm just throwing things
Uh,
out there.
just,
Uh,
just,
that's
just a quick,
important.
just a quick question. Um, Regarding percentage, right? So I have given away about 10%. So 5% to one of the CEOs of the tech companies, and one of the, 5% to, someone in tech as well. Um, 10% I have given away. So like I have like about 90%. So I mean, how do you think should I allocate? Um, so that I can build communities at the same time, and at the same time build be profitable
I mean,
in
I've
long
seen
run.
projects give away 15% to a NFL pro player that might turn pro in a month, but it's not sure. He's still a rookie. And he said he would do all this for a project, and I'm just shaking my head. Like, um, the the chunks, percentage chunks you want to give to people, the parts of your company you want to give to people are people who are going to deliver value. And you want to make sure you write up exactly what that is. Is it a number of posts? Is it public appearance? Is it a video? Is it what are the actual items that you expect from them in exchange for that percentage? Right now, there's a project that I'm looking to have a large stake in, and I'm clearly outlining everything I will provide as having a large stake in the project. Some people come to me and they're like, I'll give you a free NFT if you do our marketing. And people don't really understand how much work it is until you try to do it yourself. And you're like, maybe after mint, and then you're fumbling and trying to fix things. It takes a lot. So I would,
Selling a project is all about marketing.
it
Sorry
is
to
all, yeah,
it is
you,
that is what it is. That is like
it's,
90% of what the project
yes,
is
yes,
marketing it.
yes, yes, it's marketing. So I hate to be somebody who sounds biased as a marketer to be like, yeah, give a large percentage to a marketer, but I don't care what marketer you pick as long as they are going to deliver and it's clear what they're going to deliver. I would just say that is a key stakeholder I would give a percentage to versus like just people I think might add value because they're an influencer. And people have had me asked to come on their projects for marketing, and then it turns out they just wanted a more inclusive team. They just wanted a woman on their team, and I'm just a placeholder for diversity and inclusion. So it needs to be clear on both sides. Like, why am I here? And like, why do you want me here? Does
I
that make
think
sense?
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. Um, yeah, but overall, regarding the strategy, like what do you guys think? Like the concept, um, do you think it's something that you know, um, like I just want to validate the idea.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen this before. I haven't seen it pop. I feel like there is a need for dogs in the metaverse, like real renderings of dogs and different breeds, and you can crossbreed them and uh, create. Uh, I mean, I want my real dogs. I have 3 dogs. Um, I want my real dogs hanging out with me in the metaverse. Little versions of them, so when they pass, they're with me forever. And want traits that resemble them and to be able to buy traits. I just think there's so many cool ways you can go about a, a dog lover NFT project that no one else has tapped. And I think it's worthwhile, like thinking about really high quality art, like 3D, like metaverse, and then also like partnering with other projects that are more metaverse projects, like off the top of my head, Bored Ape Yacht Club, World of Women, uh, Crypto Chicks, Fame Ladies. They're all working towards metaverse plans in different forms and fashions. And, being able to provide a dog to their holders is really cool. Um, so I would think about like what projects you would have a high value offer and you would gain traction and awareness from. because you
Just
can do all
to
sorts of things.
mention this, I mean, Bored Apes did dogs. It's called the Bored Ape Kennel Club.
Yeah, they
So
did. They did the Shiba Inu like dog, right?
yeah, well, there's a project that's like Shiba, but yes, there is a whole nother dog project that's like that are called Shiba something. But Bored Ape Yacht Club did dogs as well and airdropped them to all of us who hold apes. But it's like I, the big thing that I go back to is like it goes well. There's a few things here
There's
to
connection.
yeah, there's a few things that I just like want to unpack in general for you because you're asking for like a strategy, but really it's like this is your idea for one. Um and two, like there's I think that there's a lot of things that you need to figure out before you like continue to move forward. And one of those things is like building out what is your why. Like, number one, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Share that story. Really like plan things out, have those like what ETH Maven was saying, like planning things out and having them kind of like written down in the sense of like percentages, like 10% of mint is going to go to this blah blah blah. It's a roadmap. So like building out like what those percentages are for like what your mint is going towards, like financially, but also like having these things planned ahead of time so you really know um like what it is that you want to do with like the project, because you're asking us, but it's you know this is your project. So like we're here to kind of answer as many questions as we can in the marketing sense. And definitely like there is like a need for it, but it's thinking outside of the box and not just copycatting what other people have already done. That's why I was mentioning like the Phygital kind of stuff and like partnering with other projects, like trying to give you like some ideas and concepts to run with, in a sense that like if you have backing to do like a larger partnership with a dog brand, or something within that space, I think is the route that you should take. But really like having a plan before, like, I hate to be the person to say cart before the horse, but like I think there's a lot of people who come into this space and like have an idea, but they don't like fully flesh it out before they already start like doing art and things like that. But really like having the idea and the plan already figured out ahead of time, and then build your team and start getting things in place, like that's where you're going to be
Before even
successful.
all that, I feel like you're getting to this, Taylor. I just want to point it out for everyone that research is so important. It is how you start any business, project, idea, NFT, Web3, whatever you name it in life. If you're going to try to make money off of something and create a marketing strategy, you need to do research and figure out who has done this already. So I would look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the dogs. I would look at other dog projects. Maybe have an influencer friend or you yourself say, show me your NFT dog project, and 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 do hashtag NFT community, because that will immediately give you feedback about who's in the community doing a dog project or has done a project. Researching on what's been done already is probably the best time saver you could do, just bar none. Again, another thing we know is the primary location of NFT collectors is in the US. So currently, the bulk of them are. So one thing you might consider is, how can I better understand dog lover statistics in the United States? and then maybe look in the UK, maybe look in where you're located, in another area that's big where you're located, Australia, for example, and start to understand within a certain age range what our dog lovers